family. Please follow the City of Edinburg and the Edinburgh Chamber of Commerce on social media for updates. Just a friendly reminder, though, street closures will begin on Friday at 5:30 p.m. Also, we would like to, next would be invite the community to the Blue Santa. The Edinburgh Police Department will host its annual Blue Santa toy giveaway on Friday, December 12th at the Promenade Park Amphitheater located at 201 West McIntyre Street. Beginning at 6 p.m. The Edinburgh children up to the age of 12 will be given a toy on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. 40 bicycles will be given away as well. Families can enjoy a full evening of holiday festivities, including pictures with Blue Santa and Mrs. Claus. The event will also feature carolers, food vendors, and a free screening of the Christmas movie Elf at the amphitheater. For more information, residents may contact the Police Department COP Division at 956-318-8824. And last, we do have the Deck the House. Parks and Recreation is accepting registrations for their Deck the House holiday decorating competition. The deadline to register is Friday, December the 12th at 7 p.m. Winners will be announced Friday, December the 19th. And participants will compete in 5 categories: brightest lights, most elegant, most creative, most traditional, and best overall. For registration information, residents may contact Anthony Davila at Parks and Recreation at 956-381-5631. That is all I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Next item is public comments.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The Edinburgh City Council allows for a specific portion of the City Council meeting to be dedicated to public comments. Public comments are limited to 3 minutes. I'll be taking time. Please note the public comment period is not interactive, and the Council will not respond to public comments. At this time, Mayor and Council, there are 2 public comments. The first public comment is Ms. Verma Clarity regarding taxpayers' money.
Well, council members, have you missed my down-to-earth comments? Sorry I wasn't here at the last meeting. It does not seem that our new mayor has changed things. The commission voted unanimously to support the existing members of the appraisal district. This means that the people of Edinburgh will continue to face growing property values. The decisions you are making result in the taking of more money from a population that has not seen a salary increase in many years. Yet, every 12 months, this council explains that the city needs more money to operate like a business. The city is not a business. It is a provider of public service for the community. The most important is public service provided is public safety. If we are not safe, nothing else matters. The difference is important because public service requires an identifiable benefit. This council has voted to give $7 million to the University of Texas for health service, $10 million to DHR to create 300 new jobs. It is giving the Economic Development Corporation about $15 million a year. And yet we have to go out and sell bonds to get more money to give away. Nobody seems to ask how much can a population with 25% of its members living in poverty pay in taxes. The people do not get a 67% increase in their salaries. More money from the people means that they have less to grow and prosper. It means they must submit property value protests each and every year. In 2025, 60,000 property protests were submitted. Can anyone remember a public action that has been approved by so many? In 2023, the number was 90,000. The November election increased the homestead exemption and thereby increasing the tax value of most other properties. The tax value of property is a made-up number intended to offset expenditures by electing officials. Did you know that the city pays about $8 million a year in interest on bonds? Don't sell bonds until the project is ready for construction. When bonds are sold, create an aggressive repayment plan, and when they are paid off, reduce our taxes. The problem will be solved when people start voting, and we are working on that. And it's good to be back, and I have some of these in case you would like them. It says no, which y'all don't know that word. No means no, no more taxes. So when y'all are spending things and it looks so wonderful, try to remember that it's costing the people that are standing in line trying to pay for food right now at Christmas time. Thank you.
Ms. McClarty also has questions on items 7E, 8B, 8C, 11C, and 11D. I also have Mr. Abraham Mejia Jr. He's available for any comments on item 7A. The next public comment is Obed Montoya.
Can I stop you just for a second?
Okay.
Fern, would you like to come up on those items? You do have 5 minutes.
Well,
I'm sorry, 3
hoping
minutes.
that you will answer them, or someone in the deal. The first one is on the bars. Can you hand them the pictures, Richard? I believe the McAllen mayor is having trouble with the drunk driving and underage drinking. And tonight, y'all are looking for 7E to open a bar, if you want to call it that. It is, I wasn't quite ready, over there on, I call it Citrus Park, where the swimming pool is that the kids go to. We have across the street a stadium that has kids, I think, on Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday football games. And someone wants to propose, they're going to open up something from Monday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. Staff are talking about a consumption on-premise for beverages. I'm sorry. Why is the city getting into a bar area? Especially, can't y'all see that McAllen's got a problem with that area? And I don't believe the city owns one of those buildings. They're owned by individuals. So my question with y'all is, how can you put something or allow something to be right there where the children are? You have the thing down the street that is the Vipers, which I think is a basketball thing the kids come to. There's children all the way around that, and y'all want to start up a bar. All right, the next one was number 8B. Why, and I'm wondering on this property, that they're coming to build homes and everything, 100 and some odd, 36 single homes on it, and they don't want to pave or give the right-of-way as much as the city ordinance say. I believe the city ordinance says 120 for maximum or width or whatever, and the minimum width is 81, and we've got someone coming tonight that's asking to drop it down to, I think it's 60 or something. So again, later on, if the poles ever have to be moved, it's going to cost the taxpayers. Well, they're the ones that's making the money on the homes that are being built there. The next one, which is 8C, there's 107 single homes. Again, the same thing. They don't want to pave it out in the front. They don't want to abide by the rules and things that y'all have set up. The other one is 11C. This one is, I'm hoping that it is a red light that's going in on Chapin, and I call it 10th Street, Trooper Road, because that is a dangerous area right there, but I'm not sure, so the engineer wasn't here so I could ask. And 11D is the one that floors me. The county took out 11 tanks when they bought that property from Pettis's service station. Now I find out there's 4 more. So again, taxpayers are caught. So I hope you have someone explain these when it comes up. Thank you.
The next public comment is Obed Montoya.
Well, Mark, congratulations for your second meeting. Anyhow, the last time I saw you, you were 8 years old. We were drinking with your grandma apple martinis up there at Stone Ridge. Congratulations again, man. Doing good. I hope you do better than your dad. So, doing okay? I know all the city council members here are trying to do their best. Jerry, And Dan, congratulations on the victory. And David Zalazar, I'm looking forward to you improving 10th Avenue. And Jason, good luck. Omar, hook 'em horns, okay? God bless you, your mom and dad. Bye-bye.
There are no further comments, Mayor.
Okay. With no further comments, we'll move on to item 7A. What I propose we'll do is we'll go ahead and open up a public hearing on all of the items, A through E. We'll take comments on A through E. If there is anybody here who would like to speak on any of those items.
Again, can you explain on this one, because this is about the kids and things, excuse me, on your books and things there, that were concerned, and I got some calls from some parents, and I did look up the backup that you have, and there were two. One was in Spanish, so I couldn't read it, but I think they were against it. And another gentleman or person says, area is part of parks and recreational construction for family and children, not for a bar and grill or whatever. So it's not just me. And then there were people that were contacting me because there are children that are near around this building. You've got the swimming pool at South Park, all that area. And I believe we just built some more water splashy things that are there. We've got the library that's right there that kids come and go. I don't know how many are watching, but they're talking about 10 a.m. to 12 a.m. If they're going to be drinking that length of time, one good thing is the police station's right there. I guess they can walk them right to the jail.
If I could say a few words, we're talking about the activity.
Just real quick, if you could state your name for the record and which item you're here to talk about.
Yes, Mayor and Council, my name is Leti Leija. I'm the Director of Library and Cultural Arts. And
This is on item 7E.
it's on item 7E,
Okay.
and the building in question is the Activity Center, which is located on Palm Drive. It's been for many years, probably over 40 years, has been an activity center that is used for private events, that is rented out. The hours are from 10 a.m. to 12 midnight, and right now it's rented out for quinceañeras, weddings, and there is no, since it's a private event, there's no control of alcohol being served. Like they could come and put bottles on the tables, and we really don't know how much alcohol is being consumed at those parties, right? Because they're private events. So by doing this, by the Edinburg Arts Foundation getting out a permit, we're going to have better control of the situation. There will be licensed bartenders that will ensure that, like Ms. Fern said, number one things that we're looking for is safety and service to the community. The Activity Center has provided excellent services because it's an affordable place where people can come and celebrate their special moments in lives, like I said, weddings and quinceañeras, but they can also do it safely and securely by having these licensed bartenders that are going to have a license, a permitted license from TABC to be able to sell this alcohol. Because number one things in Edinburg, we definitely want to make sure that our youth and our people are being safe, and definitely we want to make sure, and by having this, we will ensure that. And yes, it is within that area, but it's been there for many, many years.
Correct. So
my name is Agustin Lozano. I am the Edinburg Arts Foundation treasurer, and I want to say one thing. It's all for the community, and the Edinburg Arts Foundation will have control and abide by the laws. And we need entertainment, but it's going to be controlled by the Edinburgh Arts Foundation. Thank you.
Great. So because it's a public hearing, the city council can ask questions.
correct. And just for the record, any city manager can answer this. Anyone that rents that as a venue, they do have to hire Edinburgh PD as staff as security at that
That is
location.
correct. That is correct.
All right. So my understanding, this is not to open up a bar.
No, definitely not. It is just to make sure that we have a controlled situation and it's better controlled. And the second benefit is because since the Edinburg Arts Foundation is going to be overseeing it, all the funds, 100% of the funds that the Edinburgh Arts Foundation makes is going to benefits of our community through the arts and culture.
And currently, there are no licensed bartenders, right? If there's a community event, if the activity center is rented, is there any control over the service of alcohol?
No, not at this time.
Yeah, it basically turns into BYOB for anybody that rents there. So no limits. You can bring whatever you want. No checking of minors, nothing of that sort. Thank you.
Any further questions? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
By abiding to the TABC laws,
Yes.
you'll have to make sure not to overserve anyone, make sure that they're of age,
Yes.
Yes.
And police will always be there present.
and it
currently-
becomes a fundraising.
Currently, if someone were to rent out a quinceañera, they can bring an ice chest with beer. So this way, you're going to be selling it to them
Yes, we will have control.
on that.
The selling of the alcohol by licensed bartenders.
Correct. And just to verify, once there's a license there, then you cannot bring alcohol in. You have to purchase it there.
Right.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions on that, Fern?
Come on up to the microphone to make sure that everybody can hear you.
If you deny the permit, then there's no drinking as far as, and like I said, don't y'all have a picture of the car that it showed in McAllen that I put over there? That's underage.
Actually, Fern, it's
And-
the other way around. Without the license, anybody can drink anything.
Well, the thing is, over the years, but the city owns this deal, and to me, it looks like that the city is opening a bar. We're going to have bartenders or whatever you called them just now, but it doesn't matter. It's drinking, just like they have at the bars in McAllen. Each one of those owner, bartender, whatever, but these kids are getting the booze underage, turning the car over and killing an Edinburgh student or young man. And our thing is, why are we participating in something and the city's going to be liable because they're going to come after each one of us. The taxpayers are going to have to pay for it because you voted to open this up to the public. And like I said, they're so proud of having bartenders or whatever, but they're obviously not checking them in McAllen. And the mayor of McAllen is having a fit. Now, do you want to be in the same place? That was the question that I had, and the other people that had called me. They're parents, and they don't want to have to go on the news media and everything and try to get some more help from the state. The law states that you cannot drink underage, but obviously it doesn't happen. They do get it, and they get killed. So that was the only thing I was asking, is that this looks bad on a city property. Thank you.
Mayor, can I say something?
Go ahead. That's fine.
Okay. Just so you know, Fern, I mean, this is just establishing some kind of a rule and order. Today we have this in our amphitheater. We have our concerts. It's similar to the same situation. We actually have people who are checking IDs, and this is just establishing something because right now it's basically anybody can go in there and bring their own ice chests in, their own bottles in for a quinceañera, for a wedding, whatever event it is. This is just establishing an order and a rule.
And the place that you're talking about is not right where the kids are, not with the stadium, not with the swimming pool, not with the Vipers, basketball thing, which is right there. So that was my concern. Have it over here, that's great, but not where the kids are right there, and especially Monday through Sunday. So Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, there's football games over there, and that's going to be there. So it was just concerning about drunk driving. And, you drink, you drive, you kill someone.
Understood, and I think it was clear from the presentation that this has nothing to do with the football stadium, with the Parks and Rec building, or with the swimming pool. It is limited to just the activity center during a rented event.
Yes, and I want to clarify that it is not going to be Monday through Sunday from 10 to 12. Those are just the hours of operation. If rented, those are the availabilities, but usually during the day it's for setup, decorations and things like that, and usually the events are from 8 to 12. And and it's only when it's rented. It's not going to be Thursday through Sunday. It's only when it's rented, and there'll be better control.
Thank you. Okay, the public hearing is still open for other items. If anybody would like to come up and speak on either item E or any others.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Marlon Garza with Meldon and Hunt Engineers. We're here to speak on item 8B, rezoning for 1014 West Wisconsin Road.
7B.
Is it 7B? Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
So I just wanted to kind of introduce part of the ownership group that owns the lot and give a brief explanation and then let them speak quickly. The site, as you know, is a 5-acre lot. They are looking at rezoning it. Currently, it is zoned a commercial neighborhood. They're looking to rezone it to commercial general after conversations with planning staff, Director Mr. Acevedo and Assistant Director Rita Guerrero, based off of the use that they're proposing, right? The site plan that they have, what they're intending to do. But I'll go ahead and let them give a little bit more of the history and then their intentions for the site.
Good evening. Thank you all very much for your attention. My name is Rafa Rodriguez, and Jesse lives here in Edinburg. I used to live in Edinburg on McKee Road. Loved that place right behind the golf course. It was awesome. Anyway, we've owned STC Alliance Construction since 2002 and have been at this location operating our construction company since 2004 approximately. And so we had the good fortune that a good friend of ours, Javier Ramos, asked to join us and really is buying our company, and he owns Tatco Roofing. Currently, Tatco Roofing is operating out of FAR on Owasso Road, and so he thinks that this property would be a fantastic property to come in and bring the people, the operation from FAR and put it here at this location. Now, currently we have approximately 50 employees at STC Alliance Construction, and the operation in FAR, Tatco Roofing, has about 150 employees, and he wants to bring everybody here and house them. So currently, as I don't know if you all have pictures, but probably you've seen pictures of the current property in the house and the warehouse. So to employ or to house the employees, the office staff, we're going to need to build another office, right? So that's what we're hoping to be able to do. The operation is basically going to stay the same. We're not going to manufacture, distribute any of that stuff. It's going to continue to operate the same. Tatco, it does roofing, mostly commercial projects. We do waterproofing, mostly commercial projects. And those two items kind of go in the same. So we keep the water out of the walls, and the roofing company keeps the water from the top. So this kind of became a really good fit for us. And, we're really excited about for the opportunity to being able to bring all these employees into Edinburg. And we hope that y'all can see that with us too. So I don't know if Jesse wants to say something.
Good afternoon, guys. Good evening. Tatco's been in business for over 20 years, and we're excited for Edinburg, putting Edinburg in the maps. And we've been in business, and we've done the Vaquero Stadium. We've done the Edinburg, now the new building that you guys have, right? We've been a part of that. We've been a part of a lot of businesses and as ideas, high schools. We work together with UTRGV, bringing economic development together. And we feel that this is the best unison to work together with STC and bringing this building into a modernized building. And we're excited for bringing Edinburg in the map, and hopefully we can proceed.
Okay, any other, public hearing is still open on items A through E. Any other comments on public hearing items? All right, hearing none, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. At this point, council, we can take a motion either regarding all items A through E or certain items or one at a time. It's at the council's pleasure. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve A through E.
Okay. Motion to approve items A through E.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion?
Well, quick question, just on item B, if we do the motion to approve and all that, on here it shows deny. Does that mean it's approving the deny, or is it approving?
No, it's approving the request for the rezoning.
Okay, so it is.
So the motion is an affirmative motion, so it would be to approve the rezoning request.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I want to make sure that, that's why I said approve.
That's why I want to make sure on that. Okay. I just
Yes.
okay, then I'll second it.
Right. Well, it's been seconded. So the discussion, any other further discussion on the motion? And the motion was to approve items A through E. No? Hearing no discussion, is there any objection to the motion? Hearing no objection, it's adopted unanimously. We'll move on to item 8A.
Congratulations.
Secretary could read item 8A, please.
Yes, sir, Mayor. Consider variance request to the City's Unified Development Code, Article 4, Section 4.204, Buffer Yards, Table 4.204-1, Buffer Yard classifications for the woodlands at Jackson Subdivision, as described, located at 1802 North Jackson Road, as requested by Marcos Santibáñez.
Is there a motion on item 8A?
Motion approved. Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Is there any discussion from the council?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I understand that this is the normal code calls for a 6-foot buffer of various, right, mason, fence, and to the south side is where the elevation is a little lower. So they're proposing a 3-foot mason with the rest cedar fences. Is that correct?
That's correct, Councilman.
My question is that if you follow code, there's no need for the fence if you did 6 feet. So can you tell me why the addition and the raised fence?
That's correct. Jaime Acevedo, Planning and Zoning Director, for the record. If he were to do a 6-foot masonry fence, he would be meeting code. But he's proposing a 9-foot to provide a little bit of privacy to his tenants and to the ones next door. There are some properties that have swimming pools on the south side. So if he just does a 6-foot fence, the people on his property could oversee potentially the backyards of those other property owners to the south. So that's why he's proposing to go a little bit higher. But instead of doing all masonry all the way up, it's a larger expense going that route. He's proposing a hybrid with masonry and cedar fence.
To not take on the extra expense?
Correct.
Just to be clear, the requirement in the UDC is 6 feet, correct, on the masonry?
On masonry.
And the purpose for the masonry wall is drainage, is that correct?
No, the purpose is to have a buffer between a multifamily establishment and a single-family setting. We require a solid masonry buffer to provide some noise deflection. Mm-hmm. In this case, however, it's a dual purpose because we want to keep the water off of the residents on the south side. Mm-hmm. So we wouldn't allow a cedar fence there because, I mean, the water would seep right through it.
Right.
So we want the masonry buffer still to be in place. And his request is to do 3 feet of masonry and the rest cedar.
And that's also because the new development's going to have a higher elevation than the neighbors to their south?
Correct. He wants to do a 9-foot.
And by doing it 9 feet, does that equal out the fence all the way around? Is there a 3-foot drop on the south side? Or is he mostly doing it for the privacy of both developments? Or
he wants to have that additional 3 feet to have privacy for the residents on the south side.
Yeah. Okay. That's the only questions I had.
Right. So it's for, I guess, the privacy purposes. But I mean, what's the aesthetic, I guess, ending of this? Right? Is a 3-foot masonry wall and then a 6-foot cedar on top of the masonry wall?
It could be the other way around. If the council wants to do 6 feet of masonry and 3 feet of cedar, we could go that route. But his request is to have it this way: 3 feet and 6 feet.
Right. And then, but he could also do 9 feet of masonry, correct?
He'll do 9 feet of masonry, correct?
No, 6 feet is the UDC. So he could do 6. If he wanted to, he could just do 6 and nothing at all.
Correct. But if he wanted that additional footage
he could do
for
6
privacy reasons, he can do 9 of masonry so that it's uniform in its appearance.
Yes.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have these rules in the UDC for a purpose, and if the 6 feet of masonry meets those rules, then to me it's pretty straightforward, right? That's what should be required.
And I commend the developer because he didn't have to do the extra 3 feet. And I understand there's a savings with the 3 feet of concrete, 6 foot of cedar. I did notice there are some homes with pools there, so I think privacy is a big deal. So I'm kind of glad that he's willing to go up 6 feet and make the entire fence 9 feet. I like to give and take a little. Of course, I wish it was 6 and 3 of 6 of masonry, but I don't know. I'm sure that's a bigger cost.
Is the applicant here?
Yes, I believe the applicant's here in the audience.
Would you like to say anything, sir? You don't have to, but like I said, we're having a robust discussion here.
Thank you for hearing me. The reason I do want to do a 9 foot, it's also for safety. I kind of feel with time, the 9 foot kind of could, fall over. I mean, it is going to be engineered, but I do have a worry about that.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. In the notes, it said that there was concern on a 9 foot masonry wall and the possible leaning and the settling of the foundation. Is that made up, or is that a true concern? Or
No, typically, I mean, we see them all over town. I've seen some on Monmac.
9 foot masonry?
No, just 6 foot masonries that topple over. Those are probably not done with the proper footings. In this case, if properly engineered, I think a 9 foot could be.
Yeah, and it's not like the fence is load bearing, right? There's nothing going to be on top of it. I mean, you've got much higher walls than that, done of masonry, of brick, of all kinds of materials. So properly built, I don't think the structural integrity of it would be an issue, right? I think this really does just come down to the aesthetics of it, right? Having a portion of the fence as masonry and a portion of the fence as cedar just seems, I don't know, unsightly.
And does another question I have, Jaime, is that fence going to be directly in the backyard of the residences?
Yes. Yeah. I do have a picture of some that I've seen in developments in McAllen. I'm not too sure.
We included a picture
in
the packet.
It was in the packet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Anything else you'd like to add, sir? Or any other questions for the applicant?
That was it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
The other comment I will make, going to homes that have the wood or the mason, here in the valley, you know how hot it gets in the summer. I've seen the ones that are all masonry. It gets very, very hot. It kind of kills the circulation. That's part of the reason why I put a cedar fence, so I could have circulation. So when I saw it, it did look a little different. I kind of wish we had the neighborhood's opinion on either or.
Yeah. Yeah, just in general, right? I mean, I'll just, the public can listen, right, to our discussion. I'm in favor of sticking with rules, right? Rules are there for a reason. If there's some purpose to deviate from that, that's, dealing with health, safety, wellness, I understand that. But otherwise, I'm generally not in favor of going outside of what the rules call for. Any other discussion?
Jaime, on this variance, was there any notice out to the neighbors? There was a posted sign where they could submit comment and anything of that nature?
No.
Not on variances?
This was not a public hearing. This was just a subdivision variance request.
Thank you.
All right. Any other discussion? All right. Hearing no other discussion, we have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed? All right. Motion passes 3-2. Next item, 8B. Madam Secretary, if you could read that.
Consider variance request to the City's Unified Development Code, Article 5, Table 5.203-1, right-of-way width as described, located at 1901 West Rogers Road, as requested by Meldon and Hunt.
All right, is there a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve with discussion.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second.
So, Jaime, on this item, in the past, we have allowed developers to widen the road up to the poles. Is that correct?
That's correct. We've allowed them to widen as much as they can on the 40 feet of right-of-way that they're dedicating.
Correct.
But the request was to not widen the road and not escrow the fee. So if the developer's willing to do that, then we would be okay.
Right. Do we? So in this particular instance, right, the request is not to widen the road and not to escrow the cost of widening the road. Correct.
Correct.
I mean, Rogers is in need of expansion. At some point, these east-west corridors are very important for our city. So someone's going to have to expand it at some point in the future. And if we're not requiring developers to do it on the spot, or we're not requiring them to escrow it, I mean, that's going to be up to the taxpayers then to foot that bill at some point in the future. So these types of variances, again, I said it earlier, I'll say it again, I'm generally not in favor of varying from these types of requirements unless there's some health, safety, wellness concern. But in this particular instance, I don't think we have any of that, correct?
Correct. And they, in talking to the engineer of record this afternoon, they did agree to widen it as much as possible. We haven't got anything in writing, though.
I was going to say that what I heard, and I know what was in the packet, but in researching it, I heard that they were willing to widen it to the poles. Could you speak on that, please? And so what's presented today is not widening it or not escrow, is that correct?
Right. Again, Marlon Garza with Meldon and Hunt for the record. So the original application was submitted prior to conversations with Mr. Hinojosa, city engineer, with Acevedo. And so the original request, with talking with staff while going through the subdivision process, was that we didn't see it feasible to widen it or to escrow it, right? After conversations with Hinojosa, we did agree the way that y'all were informed by Acevedo right now and earlier. We will widen it as much as we can, right? The reason for the request, though, is because there's Magic Valley transmission poles that are just outside the pavement area on the right-of-way that we're dedicating. So that's really the reason for the variance request of not widening, because you can't really widen it to what the right-of-way dictates that it requires. So the right-of-way for Rogers is an 80-foot right-of-way by thoroughfare, and so we're dedicating the right-of-way. We're saying we'll do the widening that we can with the curb and gutter, and we're still doing the sidewalks behind the transmission poles in the right-of-way that's being dedicated. It's just that from that 80-foot right-of-way that's required, the ultimate profile that you're supposed to do for a street is a 57 back-to-back. We can't accomplish that 57 back-to-back because of the transmission poles. So that's the agreement that we have, is that we'll widen it as much as we can, whether that be 8 feet additional, 12 feet additional, whatever the case may be, based off of survey and construction plans that we draw up. We'll go ahead and provide that. It's just we can't accomplish the ultimate street profile for it. And so the reason for the not escrowing it is for that same reason, the remaining funds. We don't see, either from the developer standpoint or from the city standpoint, in any future of relocating those transmission lines. The city has the same issue on Wisconsin Road. You can't really widen it. It's very costly to relocate those transmission poles, upwards of hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions in some cases. And it's multiple poles on these developments. Correct. It's not just a single pole.
And just well, I don't know if I could speak on the next item, but it's very similar to this. So, yes. Josie, my question on my motion to approve the variance, can it include the language that they will widen the road up to the poles?
We can.
Because I'm understanding that the reason for the variance is because they cannot follow code because of the poles, and so when they presented to staff, it was either or.
Can I step in just for a second? So my understanding is that on a variance request, we can approve it with conditions. On a rezoning request, you can't do that. On a variance request, you can in fact put conditions on it. That was not the motion, though, to be clear.
Yeah, no, so I want to retract my second on that one.
Well, let's continue with the discussion. Let's get through it, and then whatever we need to do to amend motions, we can do it at that point.
Why don't we just table it and bring us back
exactly what you want?
Yeah, like exactly what you want. And
I mean, it would be exactly that, right? Like, we'll widen it as much as we can up to the transmission poles, with the curb and gutter on our properties on the north side. So with the curb and gutter on the north side, with the sidewalk on the north side, as it's called out for, it's just instead of having
and the sidewalk, right?
Yeah, and the sidewalk, yes. Instead of having the ultimate profile section that the right-of-way calls for, we'll do what we can with the transmission poles where they're located.
I just feel more comfortable just doing it, like having it back in writing and all that, where there's no hiccups. Oh, you said this, and then you all did something that we didn't do and all that. I'd rather have it
That's the only reason why
writing in writing and all that in paper.
Yeah, that's the only reason I want to retract my second, just because I think if we're going to approve something, I want to approve something that's written on paper, not just
On this
hypothetically
particular item,
or
because I understand,
hearsay.
and I get your point too. Those poles, I know how expensive those are. They can run between $200,000 to $1 million to move those. So I'm not taking that away, but I think I want to see it in writing on and something like that.
Could it be, I know as Mayor was mentioning, doing it as the condition on the approval, just so we don't have to come back 2 weeks or a month later to do to undo the tabling of the item? I mean, we'll put it in paper or anything that we need to do. We have to provide the plans to staff.
Yeah, I'd like to hear Josie's.
So
Yeah, the only concern I would have is that we don't have the specific information today to put the conditions.
Correct.
So if you're going to do
So
that.
what is your recommendation?
That you would table the item and bring it.
Table the item.
Okay.
Well,
If that's the wish of council.
Well, hold on a second. I don't think we're quite done with the discussion just yet, because I do want to make a point, right? Which is, so you're not saying it's impossible to widen the road. You're saying the poles are in the way, and the poles will need to be relocated, buried, whatever, right, to accommodate the expansion to what the thoroughfare plan calls for.
Correct.
Right? So what I'll say to that is, true, it is costly, but it's not impossible. And who knows, at some point in the future, the city may be able to get federal grants, state grants, right, that help with that cost to be able to widen this road the way that our city needs to, right, to accomplish a thoroughfare plan. There's MPO money, RMA, right, all those kinds of things. So, my point on this is getting the escrow amount doesn't mean, or gives the city an ability to provide matching funds in the future, right, if such a grant ever required that. So I think there is still utility in holding developers accountable, right, for these things, even if it does seem like it's costly for the city to be able to do that in the future. So I just want to make my point clear, right, so that's understood too.
Understood.
Okay. All right, any other discussion? Okay, so I think I heard the maker of the motion would like to retract.
I do.
Okay, is there a new motion?
Make a motion to table.
Second.
All right, motion at the table and a second. Any discussion on that motion? All right, any objection to the motion? All right, hearing none, it's unanimously adopted. 8C, very similar to 8B.
Motion to table?
Second.
All right, motion to table and a second. Just a quick, so the idea on this is the same, right? To come back with a firm plan on how to handle a variance with conditions for the council to make a determination whether they want to do that or not.
Just to clarify, I guess from the needs from our end, is it that y'all would like to see the plans of what it is that can be widened, or is it just that you need it in writing that we'll be able to widen it up to the poles? I just want to make sure that we provide what is needed whenever it comes to the next meeting again.
Does anybody want to take that response?
Well,
I have my thoughts, but
yeah, I think we all have different thoughts. I know that historically, when those large poles, they might not be moved for 50 years, and I've always talked about in the past sidewalks that lead nowhere. So I'm okay with widening the road, and I don't think that there should be monies there because it might not ever happen. So I might consider not escrow the remainder, but as long as the sidewalk is also there. Yeah. That's my position.
In my opinion, right, you should go back, make a proposal, right, for what I think you understand the council to communicate, which is if you're willing to widen it as far as you can go.
Right.
Put that in writing so that it's clear for us. Maybe talk with the planning and zoning department again, see if they will recommend that or not. And then we can come back, right, with all that information and make an informed decision.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there was a motion and a second to table item 8C. Any further discussion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing no objection, that's adopted unanimously. Item 9A, Ms. Secretary.
Consider authorizing the purchase of a sewer camera system from Roche USA through the Local Government Purchasing Cooperative, Sourcewell Contract Number 120721-RAU in the amount not to exceed $136,442.40.
All right, motion on item 9A.
So move.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Is Jerry here? Jerry, this is just a camera to help us try and diagnose problems like we've had in the past?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Gerardo Carmona, Director Utilities. Yes, sir, you are correct.
Right, when we go underground, leaks and everything?
Yes, sir. When we do get calls from residents, we do send in the camera to make sure our main is clear. If there's any issues within, then we'll assess it and make the necessary repairs.
Let's ask Santa to put it on Rush, please.
All right, any further discussion? All right. Any objections to the motion? Hearing none, the motion is adopted unanimously. Item 10A.
Consider appointment of City of Edinburg council members as designated board member and designated alternate board member to the Lower Rio Grande Valley Development Council Board of Directors, and appointment of City of Edinburgh council member as designated alternate board member to the Rio Grande Valley Emergency Communication District Board of Managers.
Is there a motion on the item?
Didn't we have Dan on that?
I was going to say, who was prior?
No, we had Dan. I know we can't discuss what else.
The
Either
mayor
way,
and
motion
Dan.
to move to approve Dan Diaz.
It was
Well, so there's 3 appointments that we need to make. Just to be clear, one appointment is the designated member for the LRGVDC, an alternate member for the LRGVDC, and then a designated member for the Emergency Communication District Board.
Historically, has it been the mayor and then it goes?
How about this? Let's take a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Second? Okay, any objection? All right, the motion is adopted unanimously without objection. Okay, go ahead.
So normally the way it was, mayor was appointed there, and these are 2 meetings. It takes up kind of half the day. It's the LRGDC first, and then the 911. I filled in a lot because of my background, but whenever I couldn't make it, Tom was also, I believe, an alternate member. He would go to one of them, and then we'd fill in the other, depending on things going on in the city.
So you were the first one in line?
The mayor was the first one in line.
So then why don't we keep it the same way? We would have Omar first, and then Daniel be the alternative after Omar.
Okay, this is for the LRGVDC? Okay.
You okay with that?
They're kind of back to back. It's always the same. Is Tom here? Am I right, Tom?
the LRGVDC is and the MPO are on the same day.
Are these the ones that are back to back, the meetings, Tom? No? NPO
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, Tom Ryan, Assistant City Manager. It's the MPO is the back-to-back to the LRGVDC meeting, and those are for elected officials. On the ones for the LRGVDC, I do not sit in on those. So that one is normally an elected official. Down to the next in line would be, the last in line would be the city manager for the LRGVDC and for the 911 district.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
For MPO, yes.
Really? Well, I remember going, and I couldn't make the first one, but I'd make the 911 meeting.
That
Was
one's every 3 months. It's quarterly, I believe, every 3 months.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I wasn't sure. Thank you.
Yeah, and just for the public's benefit, I mean, these are very important organizations that coordinate all kinds of matters with other local governments, other cities. And so they are important appointments. I think the mayor has historically been the designated member, right, for the LRGVDC for both?
For both, yes.
Okay.
Actually, all 3, the MPO. So.
Right, yeah. And so the MPO appointment was already made last week, or last meeting, and that was me. On the LRGVDC, I am willing to serve as the designated member if the council so chooses to do that. And then on the 911 board, same thing. I'm willing to do that unless somebody else would like to.
On the 911 board, the mayor is a designated member. We need an alternate.
Ah, there you go.
Yes.
Want to make the motion,
911
Jason?
board? We need an alternate?
Yes.
Okay.
We need a member and an alternate for the LRGVDC, and then we need an alternate for the RGV ECD 911.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion to nominate our mayor, Omar Ochoa, as primary and then alternate for Dan Diaz on both organizations. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand the motion.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. Any opposition? Hearing none, motion passes unanimously. Moving on to the consent agenda, items A through G. We will.
Can approve A through G.
Second.
There is a motion to approve items A through G. Any discussion? I would like to take out item D for discussion. All right. Item D is the parking garage change order. Could we have somebody come up to explain this?
I'll go ahead and read the item. Consider approval of change order number 1 to the contract with Broadus Construction LLC for RFP 2025-002 downtown parking garage project, and authorize the city manager to execute any documents related thereto.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, Marloque Hinojosa, City Engineer. So this is a change order for the downtown parking garage. It's a two-part change order. The first one is $49,953. This is for underground tanks that were found. We found 4 as we started excavating. We need to excavate the 4 feet so that we can prepare for the subgrade up. And as soon as we began, 4 of them were found. We did a little bit more digging just to see if others would come up, and we didn't find any more. Hopefully that remains the case. So this portion would mitigate that. We also include the $29,800, which is to add a concrete pigment white color to the concrete so that it looks whitish and not grayish all around.
All right. So I just want to clarify a couple of things, right, for the public's benefit. So this particular area where the parking garage is being constructed used to be a gas station many years ago. The county ended up acquiring this property, turned it into the parking lot, right, that was there. In the process of that, my understanding is they found about 11 tanks that were left over from the gas station that was previously there. Am I tracking correctly so far?
That is completely accurate.
Okay. And so when the 11 tanks were found by the county, there was testing done by TCEQ, right, per regulations, all those kinds of things. The land area was blessed, as far as my understanding is, and the county proceeded to make the parking lot.
That is accurate as well.
Okay. And so now at this point, right, the city has taken over that parking lot so that we can construct this parking garage. We have broken ground on it, and in the process discovered that there was actually 4 more tanks, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so the site where the tanks were found were tested, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what's being proposed now in this change order is the remediation work to remove those tanks?
Yes.
Okay.
And dispose as well.
Right. And so the point of this remediation order is to be able to clear out those tanks, follow the environmental guidelines that we need to remove those tanks. No other contaminants were found in the area of those tanks, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. And so this will clean up that tank area, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Other questions? Okay. All right. Any further discussion? All right. Motion was to approve items A through G. Any objection to the motion? All right. Hearing none, the motion is adopted unanimously. Next item is 12A.
Future items requested by City Council.
Any future items? No. All right. Item 13, executive session. The executive session requires a motion. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
Second.
All right. A motion and a second. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is adopted unanimously. Time now is 6:58, and we are entering executive session.
Thank you.
Consultation with City Attorney. Item B, discussion and possible action regarding economic development matters.
All right, time now is 7:42. Can I get a motion to enter back in open session?
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. We are back in the open. Are there any required action at this time?
Mr. Mayor, no items are needing action at this time.
All right. Seeing how there is no other business on the agenda, we are adjourned.
No vote. You still do paper, Jenny?